So I've gotten Triple Dead God, and there's really nothing to do after that point except for trying to make that win streak number as big as I possibly can so I can show off to all my friends and potential life partners on Tinder. And I get the Lost. And the Lost is pretty good to get early on in the streak, because he's a glass cannon, but at this point you really don't care if you die on your first run. You're not losing anything. And the Lost is so nice in the early game, because Flight and Spectral Tears lets you ignore so many of the tedious issues that the first floors have. There's no need to worry about chests being hidden behind rocks that you can't bomb, or enemies being hidden behind rocks, or rocks in general. You can hide in them. It's so great. It's so great! My goodness. And like, realistically, when are you ever getting hit more than once in a room on like Basement 2? Like, when does that happen? It doesn't. It just doesn't. And you may have noticed that I got a 10-cent coin from Gluttony, which is arguably better than getting the HP up, because if I re-rolled that, that can just turn into nothing or a useless item. But having 10 cents means there's a pretty good chance that there's something good I can get in the shop early game. And if you get like an early game like Blue Map or like a Diplopia, that makes the rest of the run exponentially easier. But all there is a red sack on sale, and that's pretty good. I like seeing the red number. It makes me feel nice knowing that I saved 2 cents. I'm pretty susceptible to tactics like that. So we get into our first boss fight, and it's Littlehorn, and I really like Littlehorn. I think he's a cute little trickster boss. He's always smiling, he's having a good time. He can't potentially kill himself with his bombs, as you saw him do right there. He's just a pretty solid, like, first floor boss. He has a nice sense of difficulty and like health scaling. He's not obnoxious to fight. I think he's really fun. And our first item was Infestation 2, which, did you know that's a tier 4 item? I did not know that was a tier 4 item until I looked it up on the wiki one night before going to bed. When you see tier 4 items, you think of like Brimstone and like Arky. You don't think of little Spider-Men coming out of enemies. I guess that is pretty cool to be able to impregnate every enemy preemptively with your gross spider sacks, but that's besides the point. So I decided to go into the alt path because I have the resources for it, and you're really gimping yourself if you don't go down the alt path as Lost, because his early game is so strong that you don't really have to worry about the increased difficulty that Dross and Downpour bring, and you can just reap all the benefits, and it feels so great. Like, having an extra like boss room, potentially treasure room if you're not going for Mother, it's amazing. I get Butterbean, which seems bad, but it's actually great because now I know that I have Butterbean in the pool and not the opposite of Butterbean, which is nice. That's good. That's great. I get an I'm Drowsy pill from the secret room, which is fantastic. I always take early game pills because their effects compound the more you go into a run. Like, you don't have to take a bad pill again unless someone forces you, but you can take the good pills again as many times as you want. You can gobble those Advils like they're Tic Tacs and nothing bad's gonna happen to you. I promise. I re-rolled into D7 here, and D7's alright, you know. I get another room clear reward. It's cool, it's cool. So I use it in the room with the buttons in it, but I learned that it doesn't reset traps, which I did not know because I've used D7 like 3 times in my life. We get the weird poop worm boss. I don't remember his name, but he's kind of boring, all things considered. He just kind of moves around. He doesn't have any attacks, really, aside from just flinging himself in a wildly unpredictable pattern. I will say that he is kind of emblematic of a really good strength Binding of Isaac has, where they can take really gross and obscene things and make them kind of cute and make you forget that what you're looking at is kind of terrible. Like that boss, he's made of duty, and he looks kind of like I want to have him as a pet, you know? All the poop in this game looks like little swirls of ice cream. It doesn't make me want to vomit, and that's cool. I go into the shop and spend 5 cents for a battery, and oh my. I pick it up. Of course I pick it up. It's the best item in the game. You shoot 2 times the bullets. That's more than 1. Realistically though, unironically, you're not losing too much with the Wiz as lost, because you can position yourself freely because of flight and spectral tears. So I'm just coping. Why did I take that? I really shouldn't have taken that. But here I am. Finally, representation. Finally, I understand now why everyone cares so much about representation. I feel complete. There's an item for me. Anyway, you may have noticed in the previous floor that I didn't go for the devil deal, and that's for a pretty good reason. In the Bible, the devil was the bad guy. So I also got just a theme in the curse room. Like, when do you ever see items not just chilling in the center of a room, or like in a treasure room or in a boss room? Like, it's like a jump scare. I'm like, whoa, what's that doing there? I end up thinking about the boss room pretty hard. I see the pentagram in there, and I'm so tempted. But two bosses in a row where I can only get hit twice, and it is downpour dross. You know, some really funny critters can spawn in there that just make you want to throw your computer through the window. I end up getting hit in this room, which is so scary. Like, that's one of the things about Lost that I really like, is that he can really put the fear in you. Where, like, yeah, you're cool and all, but all you have to do is like mess up twice, which is really easy to do. I get the secret room and get more pills, which are pretty good. Speed up's great. Addicted does not matter in the slightest. I like this room that I'm in a lot because I get to bully this small crying child in the corner. I like video games because they let me feel powerful and strong. I go into this next room, and if you look at the minimap, we have a long stretch of just pure verticality, which you don't see very often, and it just looks nice. It looks really, really nice. This is a very aesthetically pleasing map in the game. I should talk about something. I think about using death in this room, because it's like the instant serotonin button. Like, I don't have to deal with the enemies? You're telling me I don't have to, like, play the game? I can just, like, hit the right bumper and move on with my life? But I think it took 3 Dead God files to learn that just hold on to the items until you need them. And then I immediately forget that because I use it in this room, which is admittedly not a hard one. But it does give me a large army of spiders that I can use to completely demolish Min Min. Like, I don't even get to talk about this boss because it just dies. It just dies. I feel kind of bad. I like Min Min. I'll talk about him again soon. I go to the angel room and I get, you know, it's an orbital. It can block bullets. It's cool. I don't blow up the angel statue because I don't have the confidence to fight either of the angels, honestly. My nerves get to me, and I would definitely get hit and lose the run, and then not be able to upload to YouTube and show off to all my friends. I end up picking up Perfection, and Perfection's great. I like Perfection a lot, but I end up having to leave the Apollyon trinket behind, and I feel really sad about that because I like having little critters and buddies and followers, and I think he's gonna miss me, and it makes me feel bad. Yeah, I play visual novels, and I get really sad when the PNGs are mad at me. I am going into the secret room and re-rolling into Dogtooth, which is pretty fantastic, because that means I pretty much get every secret room from here on out. I go in the shop and pick up Blanket, because I think that it gives you an extra hit in boss rooms. I think that you get, like, the Blanket Holy Mantle and then your regular Lost Holy Mantle. I'm not sure if that's true, though. I might just be making that up. I go into this room and I notice the boss challenge room, and it's really planting a seed in my mind that will eventually bloom into a flower that gets myself killed. Speaking of which, did anyone else like really like the dog tooth sound, the wolf howling, and then when you go into a room with a crawl space, it's like a little bark. Some people might find it annoying, but I like it. I think it's nice. I like the I like that a lot. I play this whole game of grab ass with this teleporting golden coin. Golden coins are really funny because it could just give you all like a random amount of money, but they decided to make it teleport around, so you have to play around. I did re-roll the knife piece into blood rights, which is just completely useless. I get hit again, and that's kind of scary. You notice I reset my mantle every time, even if there's like no danger. Like, what am I like? Am I gonna be mind controlled into walking into the fire? I don't understand. I end up getting Gulp as a pill, which is pretty fantastic, because now I can take my Apollyon trinket, and I can have fun. I don't have to be restricted to this piece of paper that shows that I'm academically gifted. I also end up getting Rainbow Buddy, which, like I said, I really like getting buddies. Familiars are just so nice. I don't know what it is. They just make me feel like I'm not alone in this cursed sham of an existence. Like I said before, like, it's one of the main reasons why going Downpour and Dross is just so much better. Like, I wouldn't have gotten Rainbow Buddy. What would I have done if I didn't get Rainbow Buddy? I would have probably not played this game. You know, something cool about a theme, I think that's how it's pronounced, is that it used to only activate once you got hit, which would have made it completely useless on the loss, but thanks to that balance change, like, this one is only possible because they changed it so that it activates on enemies killing, like, as a chance. I end up going to Min Min again, and this time I can talk about him for, like, a little bit. Isn't it cool how... Oh, never mind. I end up getting Eye Drops, which is probably my favorite Tears Up item because it ups your tears in a very unique way, where it kind of like adds like a second separate tear firing thing. It doesn't just increase the rhythm at blanket. I can't describe this that well, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. I like it. Okay, I think it's neat. Anyway, I leave the Mirrorverse, and oh my god, that boss room from earlier, I foreshadowed it, but I go in, I look at Pentagram, and oh my god. Why did I do this? I very well could have died for my hubris here. I don't. I think it's early enough in the video where you can tell that I don't. But a puddle of urine spawned at my feet when I got hit for the first time. I haven't even gotten to the second boss yet. We beat Rainmaker, I think is his name, and we get Min Min again for the third time this run. And that means I finally get to talk about... Oh, never mind. Maybe next time, Min Min. I'm shocked I made it through that. Like, it may not seem that hard in retrospective, but man, when you're playing and your nerves are up there, like, oh, I don't want to lose the run. I have dunce. I don't want to lose the run. I have dunce. I end up getting Car Battery, and I'm not sure if that makes D6 worse, because I'm not sure if it rerolls twice and then like has a higher chance to make the item disappear. But I'm not going to look it up. All right, I'm just not. I end up looking for the super secret room, and it's not up there. It ends up being here, which is great because I get a second Gulp pill, meaning I can take the Apollyon trinket inside me. I'm like a yandere girlfriend, and I'm making my boyfriend inside. This is strange. I'm gonna talk about something else. I like the trinket challenge in Isaac a lot. I think trinkets are like a really cool addition to this game. Like, they're little effects that are pretty fun. You can only hold one. They're little guys. It's great. Does anyone else feel like those people in that dream, like, just have very weird anatomy? Like, that shouldn't be possible, right? I don't think that's ever happened. Anyway. I go into the curse room, and did you see how close I was to getting hit by that spider? Like, that was dangerous. Holy moly. If I died to the spider, I would have felt like I really would have earned that dunce cap. I also end up taking Vanishing Twin, which is pretty insane because, well, let me go through my thought process. In my head, I saw Vanishing Twin, and on any other character, it's like, oh, cool, I get a second boss item. But I always forget that, like, oh, right, it spawns a second boss, and I can only get hit twice. So, you know, I might have just thrown the run there. If I get, like, a bad boss, and then I get two of the bad boss, like, that's it. That's it for me. I'm cooked, chat. I'm cooked. I ended up getting a lockdown pill, which is, like, whatever, you know. My stocks have went down just a bit, but The investors are in my pocket. It's fine. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not taking any big hits here. I am going to that secret room, and it's just like a key bagger with a key. Something I notice a lot, well, I've gotten progressively better at finding secret rooms, and a lot of the time they are pretty worthless. They do just waste a bomb, and then you get like 3 red hearts as the lost. It's technically 6, but you know, whatever. But I always go for them, because, by God, you always want to chase that, like, rock bottom R key high, you know? Just, you feel like you finally accomplished something in life. And you get to show your mom that, hey, I did something. I get range up, which is pretty cool, and Dark One. Dark One's pretty scary as a boss, and now I have to fight 2 of them. I keep the Moon card in case I get hit and want to teleport out, like, in case I get really scared, you know? But it's going surprisingly well. I think the fact that they're slowed really helps. I'm not sure why they're slowed. I think it's because of Infestation 2, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to look it up. I end up getting Booster Pack, which is pretty great, because I like cards a lot. I think they're always really useful. 2 of Spades, the Stars, whatever, a lot of teleport cards. The World, best card in the game. I think so, anyway. I like it a lot. I just like being able to navigate, you know? If I was like a sailor on the sea, I'd like to have my charts. I'd be the navigator, because I like to look at my charts. I end up popping the Reversed Hangman because I thought it was the card that sold everything on the ground and gave you money, but that's actually the Reverse Hermit. It ends up working out pretty well because a lot of these cards are pretty useful. I kind of waste the Moon because I guess I didn't want to walk like 4 spaces. I guess it doesn't help that I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD yet, and I don't have my methamphetamine to calm my incessant nerves. I end up going in the shop, and I get Greed. It's not great whenever you see Greed in a shop. Like, shops are pretty good, but I get it. It's like a balancing thing, you know? Yeah, you know, or something? I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I can deal with it. You may have noticed that I picked up the Golden Trinket round cap, which makes poops explode, which is incredibly dangerous to have. And, like, if I had it in this room, I probably would have died. Thank God I remembered to just drop it. Just drop it. Why drop it, buddy? Drop it. I think I just picked it up because it was shiny. Anyway, I go into this room, and it is Unicorn Stump, which is pretty good. For Lost, you can use donation machines, and you can enter curse rooms without fear, and it's like 1 charge, and you can get synergy pretty well with any item that has like a touch effect, like a E. coli or Midas touch or anything of the sort, or virus. I end up re-rolling it into Doctor's Remote, which is also not great. So I go pick up a battery and pick up a warp while I'm at it, a teleport card, so I can go and get the rewards of the challenge room without actually having to do it. I accidentally pick up Brown Cap again, and I do the shameful stance of having to wait 2.5 seconds to drop it. I end up getting Mom's Underwear from the Boss Rush room, which is pretty great because I think panties are like my favorite tag on a hentai. It's not a tag, I lied to you, but it's one of my favorite things. And I end up getting Infamy, which blocks damage sometimes. I'm not sure if it works on the Lost, but I'm just gonna hope it does, and I'm not going to look it up. I end up taking the World into the next floor, which is pretty great because instead of playing the Lost, I can play the guy who knows where he's going. And when I pop it, I see that all the cool stuff is to the left, so I go there, and nothing really happens for like the next 2 rooms. If I was a better speaker, maybe I'd have something to talk about, but man, I couldn't think of any jokes or anything for these 2 rooms. I'm sorry. I do end up getting Safety Scissors, which is pretty cool. I really rarely get Safety Scissors. It's a pretty cool drop. It disables all troll bombs, and for a character like the Lost, that can be pretty poggies. I end up picking up Cursed Eye, which is a bit divisive in the community because you have to like press the button and then let go, but like differently than you normally do, which can annoy people. The teleport effect doesn't matter since I can't be hit, and I get the choice of taking Petrified Poop or Safety Scissors. And in my head, it's like, realistically, what am I gonna get from Petrified Poop that is useful in the slightest? Like, sure, coins, but I have 50, and hearts don't matter, and, like, if I get, like, if Safety Scissors can save my life. There is the champion that actually heals other enemies, and when do you ever hear that noise, the gulp noise, of it healing other people? Like, never, right? I almost run into that chest, by the way. Thank God I stopped myself. I've been burned by that before. I definitely just, like, saw a chest, thought, ooh, goodies, and didn't notice the 5 spikes coming out of it. And then just, like, lost on Womb 2, because I have the brain power of a diseased Giselle. I end up going into this room that has a lot of mask enemies, and they're pretty bad. They're pretty unpredictable and frightening, and they make me regress back to the state of a 5-year-old boy. This room terrifies me so much that I have to, like, break out. Like, I have claustrophobia, and I'm stuck in a hole with Patrick and SpongeBob. So I just leave. I can't be bothered to deal with that. This room is marketably better. And then I go into this narrow room with the guy, and this is an example of the Wiz not being great because I don't know how to hit him. He's too evasive. I can't hit him, sir. He's running past all our defenses. I end up going in this room, which has pay to win, which doesn't do anything for me. So I reroll it into Pokey Go. Gotta catch him. Pokey Go is pretty funny. I like Pokey Go a lot. Like I said before, I like any item that gives me, like, friends. You know, makes me feel like I'm not alone in this sham. Anyway, I end up busting in the door immediately in case I need an emergency escape route, but it ends up not mattering because I faced my fears, and this room isn't as bad as I thought it was. Probably helps that I had flight and special tears, but whatever. I end up getting a string of pretty annoying rooms. Like, the brain enemies are really obnoxious because, I don't know, man. Like, I never feel like I'm in danger from them, but I do always feel like it takes marketably longer to kill them than any other enemy in this game. I end up getting the Nameless Endless Trinket, which is pretty good, but I feel like I need Safety Scissors, and by God does that pay off. Because I get War, and look at this. Oh my God, doesn't that just feel great? Don't you just feel like a character in an isekai who can cancel out other characters' powers? And they're so confident, but then when they don't have their powers, they're, like, really frightened. I feel elated. I feel like this is the first time this has ever happened. I don't even think about how I should probably re-roll Pageant Boy, because I'm still riding off that high. I end up going into the Devil Room because my morals quickly degrade the further I get into a run, and I still run away from this Troll Bomb even though I have Safety Scissors. I pick up Guppy's Paw for the Guppy transformation, and I re-roll it into nothing, so that's cool, that's great, that's cool. And I stand here and I realize I have 2 orbitals, and I don't really care about full clearing this floor for some reason. So I just raw dog it down. So at the start of this floor, I wake up, go into the boss room, see it's breakfast, and leave so quickly. But that was a really fast time to leave. Anyway, I bomb this bottom floor here because I hear the wolf's howl, it's calling me, and it's a pretty useless room. I could bomb these for, like, money, but I just feel bad. I feel bad doing it. Like, someone put that gambling machine there for my enjoyment, and that shopkeeper's just chilling there, like, minding his own business. Who am I to walk into his house and blow up his stuff? And also him. I end up re-rolling Bob's Rotten Head into Book of Secrets, which is pretty great, because this is the 3rd floor now, I believe, in a row that has the world effect. So I'm pretty happy about that. I end up going into this curse room, and I'm so frightened by these 2 enemies that I end up popping my death. I like to believe that if I didn't do that, I would have panicked and gotten hit, but who really knows besides the Lord. I end up dropping the High Priestess because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna right bumper and just kill myself with it. I end up re-rolling Book of Secrets into Fortune Cookie, which is pretty useless for me right now, so I just move on with my life. Nothing interesting really happens in this room, but I have 2 bat friends now, which is pretty cool. Doesn't the fat bat remind you of the bat from Castle Crashers with his tongue attack, his sexy long tongue attack? And he goes, yeah. I can't really do the noise, but you know the guy I'm talking about? God, I like Castle Crashers a lot. I get Experimental Pill, which drops my luck another point, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Like, 8 luck, 10 luck, what's the difference? Don't say 2. This room is a little frightening because I play on a pretty dark monitor. I don't like brightness because I have the eyes of a 90-year-old dog, and I can't really see that well where the enemies are going to be dropping down on, so I could have gotten hit there. I could have died. I could have. I didn't, but I could have. I think about Mom's box here to double my trinket effects. I probably should have gone for it, but in my head, I'm thinking, like, D6 is just so useful, right? Like, this is surely going to pay off. I get Crooked Penny, which is pretty funny, but it's not really going to do anything for me, so I get a battery, re-roll it into nothing, and pretty much just waste. Like, it's just a waste of time. Nothing really happens in that room. It's like, yeah, you know, whatever. Nothing really happens for the next couple of rooms, so I'm gonna take the time to talk about some of the mods I have installed. I have pretty minimal mods, and that's because the mods really have to appeal to my niche interests, you could say, for me to use them. So I only have about 50, and a lot of them are like very rare. You won't see them that often. The most impactful mod I probably have, and I want to get this out of the way, I want to come clean, I do have a no curses mod installed. Because, like, my god, I played 3 save files of Issac with curses installed, and finally being able to play without curses is like unclogging your nose after being bullied and kicked and having your pants pulled down by Curse of the Blind and Curse of the Maze and Curse of the Labyrinth. It's just so inconvenient, and it's not like there's any upside to it either, you know? Like the Curse of the Blind in Dross, it's like it's a choice, you know? It's I don't like having my agency taken away from me. That's all, okay? I promise you, try playing this game without curses, and like you'll never go back. It just feels so much better. It's not like a difficulty thing either. Like, it's just a gameplay experience thing. Okay? So can we all just agree that it's okay if I want to play without curses, please? I know it makes me less of a gamer, but I just want to play the game. I just want to be able to pick up my Devil Deal without having to worry about it being like Abaddon as Tainted Maggie or something. I just want to live, for God's sakes. I'm so afraid of this upcoming mom fight that I give all of my money to this rotten beggar to like build up my spider army. And I could get a mod that ups the time it takes to give beggars money and hearts and whatnot, but I feel like the balance is such that, by the way, Jacob's Ladder, holy moly, what a great payout. I feel like the balance of beggars is that they're kind of supposed to waste time. Like, they're convenient, but the trade-off is that you have to, like, waste time giving them money. So, like, it's a test of patience or something. I don't know why I'm okay with no curses, but I'm not okay with making the beggars not take 5 years. I do have some money left over, so I just pick up some goodies. I bombed these skulls for whatever reason, and I really have nothing left to do but go into the mom fight. With my army of spiders and flies and fat bat, I'm pretty confident. A Vanishing Twin also does not activate on mom, so that's pretty cool. I end up getting Red Mom, which is really nice, because Red Mom is so much easier to deal with than Blue Mom or even regular Mom, and I really had nothing to fear. So that's cool. I end up going into the womb, and let's see what happens from here. Now I have to be really careful in the womb, because all the damage I take from here on out will be a full heart instead of half a heart. So I gotta really watch out, watch my back and my toes and make sure I look before I leap. I end up getting Sigil from this chest, which is fantastic. man, it's just wonderful. Anything that gives me that bubble around my character, it makes me feel safe and like warm and protected. Like I'm being held in the arms of a strong, round pentagon trinket. Pentagram, whatever, dude. I don't care. I'm cooler than you. I'm also really starting to like Jacob's Ladder because I don't have to like aim, which is great because I have the whiz. I end up getting Super Greed and it doesn't drop the quarter. How sad. I could have re-rolled that. That would have been Death Certificate, that would have been R Key, that would have been Rock Bottom, the Triumvirate 3, but I end up not getting it, which is super, super sad. I go through a few more rooms here. Nothing is like whatever. I'm dominating pretty hard at this point in normal rooms. It's just bosses I have to worry about. And I end up getting into the super secret room, and it's an error super secret room, which is really cool. They often have a lot of cool goodies in there. It's just like probably the best super secret room you'd want to get. It even has like a little battery and a Lucky Rock. I consider Lucky Rock, but like I don't need money. What am I gonna need money for? Are you insane? I'm not gonna need money for anything. I end up getting Mr. Fred, which is really funny because Mr. Fred is like one step above Duke of Flies. And he's on like Womb. Like what? Like I know I have Flight and like Spectral Tears and stuff, but still, he's so easy. I should take Brother Bobby here, but I chase the high of getting Dead Cat and then just like waste the Devil Deal and just get Void, and I don't even pick it up because it's not worth my time. I go to pick up the battery to reroll dog food. I forget what the item is called. I think it's not dinner, is it? I don't think it's lunch. Or is it supper? No, it's not supper. Anyway, it re-rolls into experimental treatment, which could screw me over, but man, look at those. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm already back at 10 luck. I have all, like, shot speeds, like, whatever, dude. It's fine. That was the most beautiful experimental treatment I've ever seen. Anyway, I got into the next floor, and I get an arcade, and there's a Shell Beggar and a Charge Beggar. I forget what they're called. But I spend quite a lot of time in here hoping I get something that I can re-roll. Like, I really want another Jacob's Ladder moment, where I re-roll into, like, Edmund McMillan himself, and he gives me a big hug and a goodnight kiss. It takes so long, I might just, like, speed this bit up here, actually. It's so boring. My patience does end up running out, and I just leave. And I go in the challenge room, it's Spoon. I don't care enough about Spoon to risk my life. It's funny, but I just don't care enough. I could re-roll it too, but I feel like if I re-roll it into something good, I'm going to be tempted to actually do the boss fight, and then I'm going to die and lose the run. I get an item, and it's Spirit Shackles, and it's... I just re-roll it. It's just gone. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if that works on the loss, but if it does, then that was the biggest misplay of, like, the week, because, man, that would have made my life so much more comfortable. But what can I say? I gotta get the Archie. I gotta make my run a guaranteed win. I think it's actually kind of good that I didn't get it, because it makes the rest of the run a lot more exciting. Like, for me personally, it's not like an instant win. Because let's be honest, once you get Archie, the run's basically over. Like, how are you gonna lose at that point? You can't. You can't. If you lose after getting, like, Archie on Womb 2, like, you should probably get checked in, like, a mental hospital for, I don't know, sudden memory, sudden brain aneurysms. Host stats are a pretty funny enemy. I think, like, they're very rarely effective, but they're unique and interesting, you know? Like, you can have all the damage in the world, but it won't do anything to these guys. They'll just hide, and they'll make you wait. And I find that really, really funny for some reason. I end up getting a Queen of Hearts, which is pretty funny. I like rare cards a lot. I think they're pretty neato to get. Even if, like, it's something like Queen of Hearts I can't use as a loss, I just like having it. Because it's like, whoa, that's a texture I don't get to see a lot. I don't take the experimental pill because I know for a fact that if I take that, it's just gonna punch me in the gut and somehow make me cry less, so I don't take it. I do end up finding the boss room, and I get the super secret room. It has nothing in it, but I'm so frightened of Mom's Heart that I'm gonna do the same thing again, and I'm gonna go all the way back and spend way too long of my limited life on this earth giving money to the beggars. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, it does not pay out. I do re-roll the boss room item to see if I get something good, to, like, you know, some desperate Hail Mary attempt to finally reach the triumphant 5-tier stat, but it also doesn't end up working out. I almost get Scatole, which is something that's almost cool. The Charge Beggar does pay out in the battery pack, which I re-roll into nothing, so this has just been a terrible... I'm glad that you didn't have to experience, like, this the way I did. Anyway, I end up going to the Mom's Heart fight, and I don't know why I'm so frightened of it. Like, sometimes I forget that this game's actually pretty easy. I have 2 orbitals. What's she gonna do? Like, the scariest thing is probably the laser enemies, but they die pretty quickly. Mom's Heart is a pretty cool... Or it lives, sorry. It changes once you beat it like 5 times. But it's a pretty cool fight. I like bullet hells a lot. And, although Mom's Heart isn't... I'm not sure if it's hard enough to be classified as a bullet hell. It's a pretty neat fight. You know, phases and whatnot. Anyway. Something I've noticed is that Guardian Angel has been with me... Or is it Guardian Angel or Swarm Protector? Swarm Protector! Swarm Protector has been with me, like, this entire run. He's just been protecting me. I like to think that I made it this far purely because of him. I see that beggar there, or the, not beggar, the shopkeeper there is shaking, and I'm not sure why that is. Ever since I got the mod that turns them into Rem from ReZero, some of them just shake, and I don't understand why. I'm not sure if the regular ones shake. It's been so long that I honestly forget. But they definitely didn't shake as much as these ones do. It's pretty often. I'm not a fan of ReZero, by the way. I just like the character design of Rem, and there weren't a lot of shopkeeper stuff that I could use that I'd have to censor a lot of stuff if I used the ones I wanted to use, so I made a nice middle ground. I end up getting a pretty neat pill room, which drops an I'm Drowsy pill, which is pretty good. Because Satan is a long fight with a lot of just complete nonsense. So being able to just insta-win that with I'm Drowsy feels really good. I feel pretty safe. I could take Dad's Key. Dad's Key is really good early on because you save on keys and it can open secret rooms. And if you're going for Mega Satan, it can open Mega Satan. I'm not going for Mega Satan because I just go where the destination pulls me, okay? If I hit random and it got me Mega Satan, I would have done it. But I didn't, so thank God. I ended up getting this fortune teller machine, which I feel like fortune teller machines are a missed opportunity to actually put hints in the game, because Binding of Isaac is very obtuse in how it delivers its mechanics, and if you had this machine, you could just like print in exact text what everything does, and really like help your average player out. Like, because when the bombs drop and we don't have internet anymore, but we still have, like, my Nintendo Switch on 7% battery, how else am I gonna know that, like, if you bomb a clean carpet in a bedroom, it brings you to a trapdoor? But if it's a dirty bedroom, then it's a not trapdoor. How am I supposed to know that? I don't get it. I don't understand. But instead, it's just, like, it's just worthless little tidbits. I don't know. If it was me, I would have changed it, but I'm not the guy who's making the... I don't make anything. I'm not cool, okay? Speaking of not cool, remember when the Lost started with D4? That, like, re-rolled your Holy Mantle? Like, what were they thinking with that? That's when I started playing the game. And when I saw that, I was like, alright, this is... why do we even have this item? So I'm pretty glad they changed it to Eternal D6. Eternal D6 is a pretty interesting item. I end up getting Viz, and look at him. Look at him, he's so cute. Look at him go. I missed the bomb, but it doesn't matter, because Viz is here to just fricking annihilate the Fallen. Satan wakes up, and Viz spits on me, but I don't really care, because he's so slow. Look at this. When you use I'm Drowsy, you turn into either Quicksilver or Meg from that one Family Guy cutaway, depending on how many medications you took growing up. And there we go, just like that. Satan's done. A 3-phase boss fight. Would have been really scary without that I'm Drowsy pill. So, that's the lesson for you. Always take pills. Every single time. I end up getting the Dark Room, and holy moly, look at it. Isn't that just beautiful? Don't you just love seeing Mega Blast? I apparently don't like seeing Mega Blast because I think, for some reason, I think about this. And then I just go for the mark. Like, what the... I have car battery. Why did I make that decision? This room's a little scary, but like if I had Mega Blast, I would have cleared like 17 rooms without having to even try. That decision will forever befuddle me. I end up getting Goat Hoof, which is whatever, and there's another Rotten Beggar, so you know what that means? More beggar time, more spiders, yay! My goodness. I end up getting a room with double adversary, I believe their name is. I forget. But that's a pretty scary enemy because they have some wild attacks. They make the room dark, which, like I said, is kind of a problem for me. And they can jump, and the brimstone is scary. I end up getting hit, and I don't die. If I died here, I would have felt pretty silly. So, good thing that didn't happen. Yeah, we got another poop boss, and it just dies, and I'm getting a lot of items here. Play-Doh Cookie is really funny. I really like it. I think I just like how it changes the colors. Like, that's it. I don't know what it does, but I just like the fact that it changes colors. I do end up getting Bloodless Baby, and I finally get conjoined. Remember when I could have got that earlier, but didn't? Because my hubris is insane. Anyway, I get to Daddy Longlegs, and this is another enemy which could probably, like, 2-tap me if I'm careless, but it's fine. I have a lot of damage at this point. I changed Dead Sea Scrolls into Flatstone. Flatstone's another one that I like just because it looks nice. I don't think it does anything, it just looks really nice. It makes me feel like I'm doing a lot, and that's kind of what matters. Little Haunt is the one exception I have to liking buddy items. By the way, Cricket's head, that's pretty funny. I re-roll and I get rid of him and I don't care in the slightest. I don't know what it is, but it's just the fact that maybe he doesn't follow me. Maybe it's the fact that he's like on his own doing his own thing. I'm not sure, but I do not care about Little Haunt. I get the pill bottle because I have a lot of good pills, and I get Puberty, which does not matter. Was really hoping for an I'm Drowsy. This next room is terrifying to me. I really wish I had Safety Scissors Gulped or something, but it's fine. I end up making it. Thank God that room does not lock you in when the bombs drop. I re-roll it into Ares, but I don't need movement speed, and I think the horns look really ugly, so I'm just going to save that for a future re-roll. I get another item here, and it's gold, it's glowing hourglass! I pretty much win at this point. There's virtually no way I lose. I have 4 tries, because I can use that 3 times, and then I have a 4th go after it's used up. So I'm extremely confident at this point. Yeah, run's pretty much over. I think you can guess what's about to happen, but, you know, I had a pretty good time commentating. I re-roll Ares into nothing, which is funny, but I had a pretty good time commentating. It's fun. I hope to do more. It's good practice to make me a better talker and more entertaining person in life. I just want to be good at improv, you know? I want to be, like, good at improv, but, like, the actual improvisation, not like when you go on a stage and make fun of stuff. I don't know. I get the mine in the very last room of the game, which is pretty funny. And here's the lamb. Now, the lamb could be really scary, but I end up getting like a really good pattern. It's slowed down. It just does its simple like whatever attack, and it doesn't do the charge attack. It's fine. I win. It's great. I don't even have to use glowing hourglass. I'm shocked I had Eternal D6 for as long as I did. I just never came across any items that I wanted to keep. I am gonna play out this end cutscene here because I don't know, this is my first, like, this is a pretty impactful run for me. I was pretty scared most of the time because I'm lost and I'm not actually that great at the game. So I'm just kind of reminiscing on all the experiences I've had. How many of you guys have actually looked at the credits for this game? Like, how many of you guys have never just immediately hit A on the ending? Because look at all these little drawings. Which one's your favorite? I really like this one coming up. I really like Not Your Sagittarius on the right there. It's cute. Close second is probably coming up next. It's Snake Block on the right there. That's another really good one. I like that one. I really like it in credits when they have like a usernames instead of real names. I don't know, something about it. It's kind of charming, I find. I like internet usernames a lot. I think like they show kind of uniqueness and personality to people because you get to choose what your name is and it shows something about you. Like Lonamite. What the hell does that mean? What a strange weirdo. I'm not gonna follow this guy. See? They tell you stuff. I think I am gonna do more of these. It's pretty fun. It gives me something to do, and it's good practice for talking and improvisation. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, you probably didn't make it this far, so... What would you do if in the special thanks, like, your name was there? And it just said your name, like your exact name, and then it had a picture of you. Like a realistic, hyper-realistic picture of just you. And it had your eyes crossed out in X's.